This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn Company, Alexandria, Minnesota, with the closing grain and livestock comments for January 22nd, 2019. Corn market down 2 3/4, soybeans down 7.5, Chicago wheat up 3.5, Minneapolis down 1 3/4, Kansas City up 3 3/4. Well, China-U.S. negotiations may be taking a bit of a turn today. China was looking to send over a lower-level delegation to kind of prepare for next week's upper-level meetings, and the U.S. told them to kind of stay home. We're not interested in that at this time. Seems to be quite a difference in intellectual property negotiation. That seems to be one of the major hang-up points right now, and I guess they didn't like kind of the agenda or the lack thereof that these lower delegations would have covered. So a little twist today that allowed these markets to trade down significantly. Soybeans getting all the way down to $8.99.5, down nearly 16 cents there at one point. Found their way back to finish only 7.5 lower, but some chart damage being done there, and tomorrow will be all the more important. Corn market, weaker tone to it, but held in there reasonably well and still within this choppy, confined range. Really don't see us getting outside here, but we continue to coil here this week. But rest assured, as we get into later January, February here, there's some concern we're going to trade outside this range. And while we don't want to speculate too hard on which direction, there's a lot of news that could take this either way. So kind of keep the whole card close, stay disciplined in marketing. When you get these opportunities up around 920 area in beans, you just need to be attentive. We can't give too much for recommendations on this video update, but the cash marketer just needs to be aware of what basis levels are doing and also the opportunities when you take some government payments into calculation. When you look to the feeder cattle market, we were down 40 to $1.32.5. Live cattle down 140 up front, down 65 in the backs, and the hog markets were mixed. The cattle market losing a little steam. There's a lot of bull sentiment out there as a result of the negative weather that we have Nebraska south through a lot of our feed yards. But maybe that story's coming to a bit of a climax with the cash undertones weakening a little bit here to close last week, and then a board softening here today to reflect that. So we're losing a little momentum here, and while fundamentals can still pan out, it's a little bit alarming here technically on what we're seeing develop here to some degree. Hog market, on the other hand, mixed trade with us trading on the lower end here. Isn't a surprise, but we really just lack any direction there. Production numbers seem to be very reasonable, but demand a little bit uncertain as a result of a lack of USDA information. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn Company, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation. Have a great afternoon.